Hallo, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi, jiayanu, goeiemorgen.
Bakher Agale, Ni Hao, June Shumme, Washmale, Ohio, Gonzaimes, Guten Morgen, Hola, Bonjour, Privyet, Kaifahal, Hale Shama Chatore, Ahlan Wasalan Marhaba, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the very fabulous and amazing Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Hello Shiza, how are you today?
I am absolutely great. I had 2 cups of coffee. How are you?
Well, I think that I even wanted a cup of coffee, but ladies and gentlemen, she had my cup of coffee, as she just mentioned that she had 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
But other
So,
than
how was
that,
your weekend and how was the event that you were doing?
well, my weekend was superb. Lahore shared a lot of love with us. You know, there were a lot of people going crazy for selfies. I couldn't
Wow.
justify all of them too as well. You know, but other than that, I think that whenever such an event takes place in Lahore, the crowd is ecstatic and
Really?
fantabulous as
Wow.
well. But other than that, it just becomes a little hectic. That now I realize how it is to be working on weekends and then
I know,
working on
right?
weekdays as well. So I think I can probably relate to you
I
because
know.
you
But
work
I've,
on weekends too.
yes, that too. I've never been to Lahore, but I've always heard that the crowd is always
You've
amazing
never
for.
been to Lahore?
I mean, no, but I'll be. I mean, it's on my list. I should. I know.
Yeah, okay, so imagine, so that means that, it's a very famous saying, ladies and gentlemen, over in
I
Pakistan,
know what you're gonna say.
जिन्हें लाहौर नहीं तकिया और जमिया नहीं, which means that if you haven't actually seen Lahore, that means that does not really exist in this world. So for all those people who are out there and who have not been to Lahore, it's a must because Lahori people are foodies.
Yeah.
They love to eat a lot and they dance a lot, and then they're just generically nice people.
And also they're like so lively, I've heard. And I've heard only, of course I've
Yeah,
not seen, but all the Lahori people that I've met in Islamabad,
yeah.
they are always so high on life, and
Yeah.
I sometimes like, it's sort of a challenge to keep up with their energy.
Exactly, that's what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time that we come down to what we will be doing today. So today, ladies and gentlemen, is a very important day because of the fact that it's 20th November and today is,
It's International World Children's Day,
yeah,
yes, and it was officially recognized after 1954, of course,
exactly.
and it was to recognize the rights of children and how important children are in our society, and to keep them united all over the world and make them feel special, of course.
Exactly, and ladies and gentlemen, talking about children, I think I can do that all day long because I love them, and it's because of the fact that any child is basically a resource for the motherland too as well, and children are like different types of flowers. So, and when you combine them together, so they make a beautiful garden within this world too as well. So I think that we are going to take advantage of the opportunity, and we are going to shed light on some very important issues which include or which relate to children. For example, child abuse, for example, child labor, for example, child molestation as well. So for all of these things, I think we need days like these where we actually try to have a
Highlight.
ripple effect. It's just like when you throw a stone into the
Yeah.
pond and you could see the waves coming back. So we definitely need to reiterate it over and over again. But other than that, I think that it's our responsibility to observe such days because these days are observed for this cause as well. But other than that, there's this beautiful thing, and that is that World Children Day was actually previously known as Rose Day.
I was about to
Yeah,
ask you that.
or Flower Sunday as well.
Wow.
So,
How
and
cute is
then they finally came down to this point. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined with some very amazing,
Flowers.
fantastic kids. Yes, flowers, a bouquet of flowers, and kids will be coming in and going out too as well. But on my right hand side, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by the Vice Principal Air Foundation School System, which is under the Fortune organization. She's none other than Miss Salma Meherban. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm good, fine.
Thank you very much for joining us. Alongside Ms. Salma Meherban, our very important person who's over here on the show too as well. She's a student in nursery class and she's none other than Ms. Zunaira Zishan. Hello Zunaira, Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum Assalam.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's lovely to have you over here and I love the confidence. So let's do like this. Yes, okay. And alongside Zunaira, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Hassan Ali, who's actually a student in grade 5. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I am fine.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much for
Thank you for
joining us.
having me.
And last but not the least, once again, we've been joined by Brandon Barrows. Hello, Brandon. How are you? Assalamu alaikum.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. So let's get the conversation started. So, Ms. Salma, I think that I'm going to initiate with you. First of all, how important do you think that this day is, and how do you think that we should be celebrating children?
Like, thank you
Thank you
for
very much.
having us over here, first
Our
of all.
pleasure.
And then I would really want to say that this is not just why one day. I always seek for such things. One Mother's Day, one Father's Day, one
Right.
Children's Day. This is our future.
Yeah.
This is our coming youth,
Yeah.
right? So daily, 24/7, day-to-day life, we are with them, like
Yeah.
being parent or as teacher as well. So this day is very important as a mother as well, and then as a teacher,
Yeah.
like on a bigger spectrum,
Right.
more than that. Like having kids at school is a big responsibility.
Absolutely.
And then parent send them to us, like they are having this confidence then when they are getting into that institute.
Right.
End of the day, they will come with something, with the learning or something big they will come out.
Yeah.
So that is a big pressure as well. And this day signifies like children. What I believe that we have our youth in our hand,
Yeah.
so a big responsibility right
Exactly.
now, and then to nurture these flowers, as you said that it was like flower day and all that. So these are flowers,
Yeah.
very elegant, delicate,
Yes.
and in our hand. So a big responsibility to us.
Right, Ms. Salma, also your institute runs under the auspices of Fortune, right? So to take up this day especially with a very meaningful cause, so you guys are sort of starting a campaign of dam building in Pakistan and aware the young generation that how they can play their role in it. Talk to us about that.
You know,
How
that-
important do you feel that is, and whose idea was it?
Basically, this was the idea of like the Fortune is basically a mission.
Okay.
To generate a hope in our coming generation. Basically, this is our motive. And then we are doing different projects, like we have for print media we have the Fortune magazine, and then when we have youth development programs.
Right.
And one of the program is this like Air Foundation School. Where we are giving a scholarship to the kids.
Okay.
And then recently we have started another inclusive studies project.
Okay.
That is for different special kids whom we want to adjust in,
Right.
like with the regular students,
Okay.
not in special. And this idea of generating fund was that the hype all over, like on media. Basically, you guys were like media was the inspiration.
Yeah.
Right.
That everywhere we were watching that everybody is working for this cause.
Yeah.
That you know, whenever you will ask kids, they will the simple thing that they need water, we need our youth, and we
Right.
need health and education. Good
Right.
health,
Exactly.
good education for them, and for good health, we need pure drinking water,
Absolutely.
clean drinking
Clean
water.
Absolutely,
For
yeah.
that, if there was an alarming situation over here, why not to start it from our student?
Who are the future?
And which is why, ladies and gentlemen, that I'll be moving on to Brandon and Hussain over here, because these kids are very superb, and it's because of the fact that they have been generating funds to build dams as well. So,
Wow.
you know, we do have the initiative by the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran Khan Sahab, and the Chief Justice Sahab as well, Saqib Nisar Sahab. You know, so there are those funds where people are actually putting in money. But other than that, you know, I think that we need, it's a great deal that we actually get to learn from kids too as well. So tell us, how did you come about this idea that, you know, that you guys yourself are going to go out and generate funds? Who's going to tell me?
First of all, I like to say that our inspiration were our teachers,
Okay.
mostly of our teachers, because we couldn't understand the media that well.
Okay.
So the mostly our inspiration were our teachers.
Okay.
Okay.
They told us everything about the dam raising and everything. So we,
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big
we
call.
donated half of my pocket money,
Wow.
all of my savings,
Wow.
and that was my contribution as a
That's
student.
such a noble
Wow.
cause. We're so proud of you. And were your family supportive in that?
Yep.
Okay, but there's this one thing which I cannot understand. When I was in grade 5, I didn't have any savings, I didn't have any pocket money.
I
to
still
as
don't
well.
have any saving, to be
Yeah,
honest.
for how long were you saving which you donated for the dams?
2 years.
2 years.
Wow.
And would you mind if I ask how much money was it?
6,000.
6,000
Oh my
rupees.
God, that's too much.
And then half of the pocket money as well. So
Wow.
that's great. What about you, Brandon? How did you generate funds?
Well, I collected money too.
Okay.
I collected lots of money, but the thing where I collected it,
Yeah.
I collected it for the future of Pakistan.
Wow.
Not only for people, not only for the dam.
Yeah.
I collected it for the future of Pakistan.
Now, how did you do it? I mean, did you go door to door to your neighbors, to other people, or your chachu, uncle, abbu, please give me money for dams? How did you do it?
No, basically it was a marathon activity week.
Okay.
We have morning assemblies related with this, and then we have a money. The kids, they have made a money box,
Yeah.
and then we have like, it was, the simple thing was, never ask your parent to give daily basis 100 rupees or 1,000 or anything.
Yeah.
Just donate whatever you have in
Yeah.
your pocket. If you brought even 10 rupees, 20, 50 rupees for your tiffin, for your lunch, so you can donate 10 rupees, 5 rupees, 20. That was the main idea.
Yeah.
We never forced them to bring money for anything. And the thing what he has told you, that he donated half of his pocket money and then the savings, that was their own
Yeah, of
Initiative,
course,
yeah.
of course.
Motivation
But you
and
guys
all.
sort of generated the idea, the responsibility in them, which
Yes.
is
Yeah.
great. But coming to Zunaira, when I entered the office, she told me I closed the tap when I was washing my hands. So did you close the tap?
Yes.
Are you trying to save water?
Yes.
But why? Why is it important?
Because it is.
Because it is. Okay, do you think that we are running out of water, or do you think that we need to save water? What do you think? Do you think we need to save water for our future generations, for our children when they are going to grow up, because we are not going to have any water by 2025? This is what people say, and it's so scary.
I know.
Does it scare you?
Is it scary that we will have no
Knowing
water?
that there is not going to be water and you won't be able to take a shower, and so not be able to go into school just like that too
What
as
was
well.
your idea?
Yeah, so you tell
Yeah.
us that how should we save water? What should we do? What's your idea? Come on, come on, you know.
Yeah, she told us that to save water.
The
because-
water is finishing.
Yeah, the water is finishing. So,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, we need to save water and we need to listen to Zunaira very carefully as well. But other than that, now, do you guys, Hussain and Brandon and Zunaira, anybody can answer, okay? So, what kind of campaigns do you have, or what happens on World Children Day in your school?
I collect monies.
Okay.
You collect money for the dam building campaign, which is great. It's great. She's so small and she's playing her part.
Yeah.
No, but for both of you as well, how do you think this day should be celebrated? I mean, it's great that internationally children are being recognized, but are there activities in your school that go on for this day? Are
Yes.
there like
Yes.
tableaus, probably speeches? What is happening?
There was a whole week of this.
Okay.
Like we gave out speeches in the morning assembly. We made a box to collect the money, and we went out to every class asking if they want to donate. We didn't force them to do
Right,
it.
right.
Okay.
So when we collected a lot of money at the first day, some kids could not donate, but that was all right. We didn't force them.
Yeah.
So that was my.
Okay, Brandon, what about you?
Well, when our teachers told us about this dam fund and Chief Justice Fund,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dam fund campaign, we started different programs such as morning assemblies, shows, and finally pocket money.
And finally, pocket money.
But do you think your friends were actually, doing the same as you were? Were they all very eager to donate like you guys were? Everyone wanted to
Some
participate?
were, but some were not.
Some were
Okay.
not. Okay.
Okay, one more thing which I wanted to ask, and that is that obviously your uniforms make me very nostalgic of the fact when I used to go to school, because I just realized that my school uniform was exactly the same, and I used to go to Barrier College. So, but there's one more thing which I remember, and that was that I used to get very little amount of pocket money in which I could only either buy a samosa chaat or probably a cold drink for myself. And I never wanted to share it with other students who used to study with me, because every time I'll buy a plate of samosa, they'll gather around and I won't get anything to eat. So now when you have donated your pocket money and your savings, what do you do when it's break time or lunch time? What do you guys eat? So do you guys take lunch from home now?
We take lunch from home.
So what breakfast is your favorite? For example, my mother used to give me anda paratha. I never used to like it. Yeah, I always wanted a burger, a fancy thing to be in.
Or chips.
And chips, yeah. You like chips? Okay. Do you want chips right now? Okay, so she can eat chips, but afterwards. Okay, after the show, when you'll be going back to the school, we'll get you chips. Okay. So what about you? Do you guys share your lunch?
Yes.
Yes.
We have
Really?
a group of 4 best friends.
Okay.
Okay.
We share everything with each other.
And who's that one friend who does not bring anything any day at all?
Ali.
Ali, we got you. No, but other than that, Miss Salma, I want you to highlight this fact that, of course, it's a great thing that you are sort of inculcating the responsibility in these young kids. But how do you think, I mean, there are so many children out of school in Pakistan. We know the millions of them.
Yeah.
So do you feel like being a citizen, being a Pakistani citizen, you have a certain responsibility to sort of, aware everyone of the rights that every child holds, the basic child rights?
Like being a teacher, I'll just, and I have working in a school and
Yeah.
all that. I would say that I am, yes, we are facing this problem, and I have this, I know about this fact, and I know that this is a big problem over here. As I told you that it's been like we have spent like from 1947 till here.
Right. Yeah.
It's been like more than 6 or 7 decades, and still we have these two issues which have never been considered, health and education.
Right.
And there are billion of children who are not getting even the
Even
basic
primary
food,
education.
or
Right.
and then at the same time education,
Right,
not even primary education. The mission, our mission, the Fortune, is like we are working on the same thing. Like we are not getting that much feces from our kids. This project, Air Foundation, is a very small project in a small area. And we are having kids from different localities and different backgrounds. Then we have scholarship programs for kids. That is also one of the things.
Absolutely, that's great.
I think these initiatives are good, ladies and gentlemen, but I think we really need to head out for a short break. But before we head out for a short break, we want to thank you for coming on to our show as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zunara, for joining us. Thank you, Hassan. And thank you, Brandon, for joining us too, as well. On
And we're very proud of your initiative that you've taken. And mashallah, they're so responsible. I can see it in them. They feel for the cause, which is actually a very great thing.
That is the basic,
Exactly.
the
So,
thing
motive
which we
behind it.
want
so
to
I'm going to say
inculcate into them.
Pakistan. So I'm going to say Pakistan, and you guys will say Zindabad. And
Out
then
loud,
we'll
okay?
go out for a break, okay?
Okay,
So
Zunara.
Pakistan.
Zindabad!
Yeah. Let's go out for a break.
Good morning.
नबी रहमत सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को जब ये मालूम हुआ कि उन पर कूड़ा फेंकने वाली बुढ़िया बीमार हो गई है, तो आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम उसकी खबरगिरी के लिए उसके घर तशरीफ ले गए। वो आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के इस हुस्न सलूक से इस कदर मुतासिर हुई कि फौरी तौर पर इस्लाम कबूल कर लिया।
रहमतुल लिल आलमीन, या रहमतुल लिल आलमीन।
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you watching World this morning alongside Shazad Hashmi and Shazad Khan. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are observing Universal Children's Day, which
Yes.
actually initiated back in, I think it got recognized back in 1954, and 20th November is the date for this too as well. But earlier we were in conversation with kids where kids actually came up with the idea of generating funds and donating it for the purpose to build dams too as well. But other than that, now I think we are going to look at the picture from the other angle, and that is that how schools can actually instill the values or the morals of having a good personality, and other than that, thinking about the country and saving water or being socially responsible.
And one of the main themes sort of for this day is that the children who are privileged enough to have receive education, to have basic health facilities and everything, their educationists and their parents should actually take up the responsibility to tell them that not every child across the globe is that privileged. And then they should make them feel responsible for, sort of using the facilities that they have in a profitable manner, that the ones who do not have them can probably benefit from them as well.
Exactly. So earlier we were joined by children from Air Foundation school system. Now we have got children from the city school as well. So we'll be in conversation with them. We'll ask them, what do they think, or probably, what do you think that other schools should actually be doing. So on my right hand side, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by an educationist herself. She's none other than Miss Aisha Saqib. Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us on such an amazing day. Alongside Miss Aisha Saqib, we have been joined by Noman. Noman, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I am all right.
Thank you very much for joining us. Alongside Noman, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Maneha Shahzad. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you very much for joining us. And alongside Maneha, we have been joined by Zoya Hisham. Hi Zoya, how are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Good, walaikum assalam, how are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. And last
Thank
but
you
not
so much
the
for
least,
having me.
Thank you. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Miss Hadia Nasser. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Thank you very much. I like the energy.
I know, before we start the conversation, I
Yeah.
can't help but notice all of you girls are wearing sashes.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're so smart.
Thank you so much. I've been privileged by.
Well, I always wanted to be a house captain or a captain or
Well, I
something
was
of
a
that
house
sort,
captain.
but I never scored that many marks. So I actually used to borrow it off my friend and wear it.
Are you wearing your own, or are you borrowing it from
No,
someone?
it's our own.
It's a hardly earned sash because all of them have campaigned for those sashes. We
Yeah.
have the
Okay.
election campaign in our school.
Wow.
And they have a huge election campaign, and then they did this time we had the online voting.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then the votes counted, and they all are wearing their own sashes.
Wow, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So I'm definitely going to ask you about your voting campaigns, but before we do that, let's talk about this day especially, ma'am. And I think I'm going to initiate with you because I think as teachers, the sole responsibility, well, not sole responsibility, half of the responsibility is with teachers of kids too as well. Because from 8 in the morning till 2 in the day, they're with you. So what do you think, first of all, about this day? And how do you think that we can take advantage of this day? And what do you think that the schools should be doing?
Okay, as you said that the students are there in the school for a long time with us, since morning till 2 o'clock or sometimes till 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we as teachers have got a great and significant role to play in their lives.
Right.
And
Yes.
I think that we can shape their lives, we can mold their lives, and today is the day when we can revive that soul back in ourselves, and we can look back and reflect back on the previous year as well, that what have been done and still what can we do further. So as teacher, I think we can mold the things
Yeah.
and the future of our countries in our hands.
So let's ask Maneha. So Maneha, tell us, what should we be doing on Universal Children's Day? What kind of do you think awareness we can spread to all those people who are out there?
First of all, I've noticed that there aren't that many programs that highlight World Children's Day.
Yeah.
There should be more.
On
like
TV, you mean?
yes,
Okay.
on TV, on social media, on YouTube, any platform. And they should be told not only about the World Children's Day, but they should be told about the children who are underprivileged and who have not been blessed equal to them, and that should be the main theme that should be given.
So
out.
how do you feel about all of those children who are out of schools? Do you feel that one day when you're going to grow up, you'll probably do something about
Yes,
them?
of course. I
How
want
do
to
you
help
how do you
them.
want to go about it? I mean,
Well, first of all, people, I've heard a lot of kids say that we'll build schools, we'll make organizations that's
Yeah.
like something that's a little unrealistic. You cannot
Okay.
always make
Thank you for
schools
saying
or
that.
make
Yeah.
organizations, but what you can do is when you're earning for yourself, you can give some of it to organizations that are already helping the underprivileged or schools that are not taking that many fees,
Right.
and help them to like get better books, better education, better internet facilities and stuff.
Right, and you know there are teenagers and actually people in their young early 20s as well. Sorry, who sorry, in Lahore or Karachi, who actually have started street schools.
Yeah.
They're not charging anything. They are providing them the kids with the basic books and everything, and they are collecting all the people, all the kids actually who are a victim of child labor, and collecting them and teaching them basic stuff, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
So moving on to Zoya, what does this day mean to you? I mean, not the generic basic stuff, what Children Day is, but does this actually mean something to you? I mean, do you
It
feel like you're
actually does
responsible?
mean a lot to me because
Right.
children, we all are equal as children, right?
Absolutely.
The only difference is that we're living a very luxury life and they're not getting the basic facilities.
Yeah.
And children, all of us, we need to live today because we are the tomorrow's future. We're basically, and we can also basically like open up education systems and give them a little bit of our knowledge as children. And actually, it does mean a lot to me.
Okay, so what kind of knowledge do you want to share with people? I mean, this is something which intrigues my mind too as well. Somebody who's so young and they come up on television, they say that we want to impart knowledge. So what do you want to share with all those children who are out there? So just look into the camera and talk to all of those children who are out there. That how can
So,
they actually help to build Pakistan or to make Pakistan a progressive nation?
As I said before, we all are children, right?
Yeah.
And I want to share my information with them. What I know, they have the right to know that too. They
Yeah.
have the right to know that they can stand up for themselves because it's my responsibility not only as a child but as a citizen.
Yeah.
And I need to teach them that they have to kind of stand up for themselves. There's child labor, there's poverty, and children can do nothing but be victims of it. So
True.
Wow,
moving
that's
on
great.
to Hadia, well, you very beautifully said,
Thank
but
you so
moving on
much.
to Hadia. Hadia, I want you to tell me what sort of activities go on in your school on this day, which, tell you guys the actual rights that you guys hold, or any child holds.
Well, our school is based on virtues and values that we should have in our personality, in our soul. And our school tries to accommodate all the children that are underprivileged. Like we introduced the charity amongst the poor children, and we also invite the organizations that are like NGOs that work for the betterment of children and for the betterment of children's rights. And we our teachers, our faculty, everyone, they get together to make us aware, to preach us about our rights, that are to get education, to be healthy and to have health facilities, and above all, freedom of expression.
Wow.
Yeah.
They tell us that we have to speak what we think, because
And not
we
be
are
oppressed by anyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we are the future builders of our country, and we have a big role in making decisions of our about
You're
our
very
country.
right, Hadia, but Miss Aisha, coming back to you, since Hadia mentioned values and everything, all the things that these guys have said, this is sort of a basic responsibility of every school to, teach the
Exactly,
children.
exactly.
But what is it so different about your school? Do you guys somehow inculcate special values that develop personalities and they, build leaders for the society? How do you go about that?
Actually, since we're celebrating this Children's Day since 1954, but we have to believe this fact that nothing has been done so far, that we can say that...
I mean, things happen, but on a very small scale.
Smaller
The
scale,
change
yeah.
needs
The things
time,
have changed, but not enough,
Yeah.
right? So what we believe is that if we look in the Islamic history as well, our Prophet has taught us some good, great values which are fading in our society somewhere.
Absolutely.
So we have realized this fact, and our curriculum is actually focusing a lot on the incorporation of the moral values. And and there are many moral values, but we have picked only 12, and we inculcate those values through our lessons, through our
talk about
activities.
some of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
like for example, honesty, happiness, for example, truthfulness, patience, teamwork. They are there, and whenever we are in the classroom, even if the students are working in a group, definitely they're going to learn responsibility, honesty, teamwork, and through our assemblies as well. All our curriculum and all our activities are focusing a lot on the incorporation of the moral values, because it's not just that you are reading from the book and you're not inculcating it, because it's on the practical scale that we are doing it. So definitely once they're out in the practical world, these skills and these values are going to help them a lot, because as they have learned the values in the school, it will help them to realize that what is the value of acceptance and how to build relationships in the society as well.
Don't mind him, he just laughs.
No, I'm laughing because I just thought of playing this game with these amazing children who are actually over here.
Okay.
So this game is all about you answering me the wrong answer. Okay. So if for example I ask you, so I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Any one of you who wants to play. Anybody? Okay. You want to play? Okay.
Okay, we can play all
So I'm going
together.
to ask you
Can
5.
I be a member too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you just have to give me the opposite answer. Okay.
Okay.
So you cannot say the right thing. For example, I'm going to tell you that, what is the color of the camera?
Okay.
So what is it? Go on. This is the first
Green.
question.
It's blue. It's green.
It's
Right.
green. Okay, it's green. Okay, why are you not wearing a scarf?
Because I'm not Muslim.
Okay. Okay, and what is the color of your coat?
Color of my coat?
Yeah,
It's blue.
it's blue. Okay, how many questions are we done with?
3.
3. Gotcha.
Smart.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think the sole reason to play this game was that for all those parents who are out there, there's this one message, and it is very heartfelt as well. That is that I want all of those parents. I mean, obviously teachers are responsible, kids are growing up, and they have their own space, but they will always be looking forward to their parents in giving them a better future and whatnot. But other than that, I think that the parents should actually be spending a lot of time with their kids. I know that these days life is very busy, and people cannot really spare that much time. But other than that, I think that parents should always be around their kids to nurture them with values and morals, because I think it's not the teacher's responsibility in the first place, it's the parents' responsibility in the first place to be instilling all of these morals and values.
Because
That's
peace like charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chari-
Yes, very
charity
rightly said. But
definitely begins at home.
before we move out to short break, I want Ms. Aisha, you to address everyone out there. Now, this is not for the people who probably are not privileged enough. This is all for all the educated people who are watching you right now, to make them feel responsible of what responsibilities in terms of, bringing every child to justice they have.
Okay, on this day that I have the opportunity to talk on your show, being an educationist, I think that there's a lot that we can do and we can add to our society, right? I've read somewhere that a good teacher can inspire a lot and it can do wonders, but if the teacher is not that good, it can even kill the inspiration. So I think that being an educationist, we can play a vital role in the development and progression of our country, because if we are, making our students learn, learning definitely leads to creativity, and creativity will lead to knowledge, and that is an asset for the country. And if we want to move forward as a nation, I think that this knowledge is the basic value.
And there's one more thing before we head out towards the break, and that is that, ladies and gentlemen, on the same couch, I've met a lot of different teachers, but Miss Aisha, I think we've special respect for you, because the type of vision you have, I didn't actually see it in a lot of other teachers.
Thank you so much.
Don't mind me saying that as well, but I think this
actually, Ashura, I
is
just
very
want to
important.
add in one
Sure.
thing. Once I was in a training session, since I'm in the system since last 6-7 years, we
Yeah.
have been trained many times. So I've been in a training session, and there was a tutor. She's very loving to me. She said that one line that still is in my mind. She said that there are 2 professions in the world that you cannot do any negligence. One is the doctor's one, because if you just cut a wrong vein, it cannot be fulfilled. Damage has been done. And the second one is of teachers, because if a teacher is wrong, it can spoil the whole nation.
And ladies and gentlemen, back in England, there are only 2 people who actually can be called with sir, and those are teachers and doctors. And sir actually means slave I remain. So before saying sir to anybody, please make sure that you know what it means.
Exactly.
We're heading out for a short break. Don't go anywhere, because when you guys will come back, we have got 2 little stars singing his poems. Let's do that. Good morning.
अर्शे बरी या रहमतल लिल आलमीन या रहमतल लिल आलमीन.
Welcome back to World This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, with Shiza and Shazad. And today we are observing World Children Day all across the globe. And without further ado, we have been replaced with some kids, Miss Aisha's students, with some others. And they're very cute little flowers and they're going to sing poems for us.
Exactly. So on our right hand side, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Anaya Fahim. Ania Fahim. Hello, Ania. How are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Say hello, Ania. Hello.
And alongside Ania, we have been joined by
Mahrosh.
Yes. And alongside Mahrosh, we've been joined by Salar. And alongside Salar, we've been joined by Abdullah as well. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Say wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much. So Ania, ladies and gentlemen, over here has actually prepared a poem for us. And I think it's about ducks, right? She's wearing those ducklings too as well. So go ahead, please share it with us. Okay, come on.
5 little ducks. 5 little ducks. 5 little ducks ran out someday over the hills and far away. Mama duck said quack, quack, quack. But only 4 little ducks came back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little ducks went out someday over the hills and far away. Mama duck said quack, quack, quack. But only 3 little ducks came back. 1, 2, 3. 3 little ducks went out someday over the hills and far away. Mama duck said quack, quack, quack. But only 2 little ducks came back. 1, 2. 2 little ducks went out someday over the hills and far away. Mama duck said quack, quack, quack. But only 1 little duck came back. One little duck went out someday over the hills and far away. Mama duck said quack, quack, quack.
No little duck came back.
Okay.
Okay.
Very nice. Very
That was very nice, Ania. That was very nice. But where did all the ducks go? Okay, that's nice. I think now it's about time that we move on to Mahrosh. And Mahrosh, you have to be very loud, okay? So let's go. Let's do it.
Let us lift up all the children we love today, the children we met, the promises in each small heart. The children with families, the children alone, the children who work at field, the children at school and play. Let us lift up all the children, I pray. Happy Children's Day.
Wow!
Very
Happy
beautiful.
Children's
That's
Day.
so meaningful.
So, Salar, what about you? What do you think about this day? Do you want to give out a message to all those other children who are out there?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Look into the camera and talk to them. This one over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What message do you have for them?
Should I tell about the Universal Children's Day?
Yeah.
The goal of Universal Children's Day is to improve children's rights and awareness amongst all children.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Amazing.
And
we
what
love-
about you? Do you have a message for the children out there? Okay, go ahead. Yes.
All the children in the world, they're so alone, they're so homeless. We are so happy, we are homeful, but what about them? They need a home, they need money, so why don't we donate for them
Exactly.
and feel happy for them?
Wow,
That's very
that's
rightly
great.
said.
And I just love it. And yeah, you were so great. You know, your poem was just so nice.
Yeah.
I've learned this poem and I'm going to go back and I'm going to share it with my daughter too as well. So, 5 little ducklings
Went up the
Went up the hill.
went up the hill.
No,
And-
little ducks went out one day.
Okay.
Five little ducks went out one day. Mama duckling said quack quack, but only 4 came back. Yes. Okay. Yeah, see, she's smiling too as well.
Yeah.
But ma'am, towards the ending of the show, because we have to wrap it up too as well. What will be your message to all those parents who are out there? I think we have talked enough about teachers. What do you want to say to parents, because you see a lot of children every day and not every child is like very happy from
Or
their
blessed.
parents, you know, and this is something which they cannot say or speak about, but teachers feel it. So whatever is in your head, I think this is the right time to hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Well, I think the children are the most valuable resource of the world. And if you are a parent, you are being blessed with the greatest blessing of Allah Almighty. So I think that you should cherish it and you should not take your children for granted as well.
Yeah.
And once you have sent the children to the school, it's the job of the teachers to mold their lives. But the role of the parents is playing the vital, because it starts from the cradle to grave, right?
Exactly.
So I think the parents should fulfill their responsibilities well enough.
Amazing.
And,
Thank you very much for being with us. It was lovely to have children from the City School and the Air Foundation too as well. And for all those people who are out there, I think that it's about time that we realize our responsibilities towards children and start fulfilling them.
Yes, absolutely. And also towards the end, we will be closing the show with a poem that you both have to share with us. But before that, if there's anything you need to write to us on our Facebook page, which is
With the name of World this morning. And I don't think that we've actually, we left with time where they can actually share a poem, but I think
On a
thank you
closing
very
note,
much. Yeah,
right?
thank you very much once again. But for all those people who are out there, write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of...
Well This Morning.
So now she's saying the other thing. On Twitter,
Well This Morning without a
on
G.
Daily Motion and YouTube.
Well This Morning, Well This
And
Morning.
the fabulous repeat's going to be at...
11 in the night.
Exactly. Till the next time, 1, 2, 3.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Okay.